There it is. What is up, YouTubers? Your boy Deluxe Man, and oh my goodness, we're already starting off with super chats. Holy crap! BW Rosa, $5 super chat. So WWE solves one problem with Lesnar and Wyatt. Now how is WWE going to solve this at Survivor Series? Bring in War Games for the second night in a row. We'll talk about that in a second. BW Rosa with the $2 super chat. I have a bad feeling for NXT when it comes to SS. I actually don't. I have a great feeling for NXT. We'll talk about that in a second as well. But anyways, first off, it is your boy Deluxe Man. For the time being, I'm still Deluxe Man. Those of you who have seen the video earlier on today, if you haven't, please check it out after this podcast, of course. But still going to remain Deluxe Man until the end of the year. By the beginning of next year, 2020, things will start changing. So I'll still go on as Deluxe Man until the year changes, until the clock changes. But we got to talk about NXT TakeOver Smackdown tonight. We got a TakeOver special live on Fox. Didn't think it was happening, but unfortunately, due to the fortunately, gotta say it. Fortunately, due to the flight delays, and just to take a second to hopefully, wish safe travels for the men and women still stuck overseas, because that's unfortunate. You shouldn't have to worry about getting home after going overseas to Saudi Arabia. And I said this on Twitter, I'll say it here. The only bad thing about Saudi Arabia in this entire situation is that they're going back. They still got 8 more years under contract with Saudi Arabia. I hope that blood money is worth it, WWE. The headaches that is causing you and the wrestlers, you better hope that it's worth it, because I don't think it is. But I will say, a blessing came out of the flight delays. I thought tonight's show was easily the best SmackDown of 2019. And let me tell you something, that might not be saying much, but that is the truth. This was awesome. What an episode tonight. And it ties wonderfully into Survivor Series. And that's something that, even when you want to look at this as a cold show, them having to throw things together, in terms of hyping up Survivor Series, which we all know is going to be Raw versus SmackDown versus NXT, which I'll also talk about, hopefully, all together in this podcast. It did its job to get you excited. Because now it's like, okay, if NXT is willing to invade SmackDown, then you gotta imagine it will invade Raw at some point, right? And if they invade Raw and SmackDown, eventually Raw and SmackDown have to invade NXT. Remember all those times in my NXT AEW reviews where I told you guys that NXT is looking to win the war of attrition? We're getting more super chats coming in. All right, I'm going to read them all. I promise you. But remember when I talked about Triple H winning the war of attrition? I think it begins in November. You're going to start to see a major shift in ratings when it comes to the Wednesday Night Wars, especially if you involve Raw and SmackDown talent like NXT. Now, Aaron Sherwood with the $1.99 super chat. Can we have flight delays happen more often, please? Seriously, if this is the kind of show we get from flight delays, let's go. Bradley Xavier. Brian Cole replaces Reigns Corbin. What an upgrade. Yeah, we went from potentially seeing Reigns versus Corbin to Brian versus Cole. I can't complain about that. Man, I'm so happy to be able to watch that show. And yes, it is late, but you know what? Why not? We some late boys. And if you're catching this late, I love you. even more. And if you're catching this late and you're new, I love you the most. Please subscribe and like the video. Help your boy Alyx, man, get to 30,000 subscribers. And in terms of likes, since it's late, I'm going to give you guys the ridiculous, sleepy, greedy goal for the video. So, let's get obnoxious. What's an obnoxious amount of likes that most likely will never ever happen on a video like this? 1,000? Yeah, right. Let's make it realistic. 300 likes. 300 likes. Wait, Elias just said $500. Like, boy, you're gonna give me $500? Calm down. I mean, walk with Elias for real, for real. Absolutely love this show. Let's go ahead and get into it. We kick things off with, honestly, the lowest part of the show. The low point. Actually, no, it's not. The low point was Stephanie McMahon. Stephanie McMahon was the low point of the show. And super chats are coming in. I'm a little sick. I'm still recovering from my sickness, guys. It is what it is. But thank you guys for continuing to watch me. BW Rosa, $2 super chat. Now we know why the women's tags were on NXT. I think that's the only super chat he gave. Yep, all right. The lowest part of the show was Stephanie McMahon going out there and talking about the women wrestling in Saudi Arabia. Because, you know, she has to do the female empowerment, that kind of speech, and you just go, shut up. Quit bragging about something that should have been done. Anyways, Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman opened the show. And essentially, Brock Lesnar is now moving to Raw. Now, I knew the moment Bray Wyatt won the Universal Championship, I told myself, okay, one or two things are happening. They're going to send one of the champions to Raw. I predicted it would be Bray Wyatt. I did not think they would send Brock to Raw. Long and behold, that's exactly what they did. They sent Brock Lesnar, arguably their biggest attraction. Yeah, right. To Raw. Why is he going to Raw? Because Brock Lesnar is pissed off that Rey Mysterio whipped his ass with a steel chair, and he wants revenge. So now we're going to do that feud. We're going to do Rey Mysterio versus Brock Lesnar, probably at Survivor Series, which is a match I want to see. And honestly, I don't hate this idea. And there's many reasons why. I'm going to give you two. Number one, Paul Heyman gets to book Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar booked under Paul Heyman. You know damn well he's going to be a freaking monster. It's Paul Heyman's toy. I trust Paul Heyman with Brock Lesnar than I trust Bruce Pritchard. So Heyman and Lesnar together on the same show, I'm with that. I love it. Universal Championship aside, the second reason why I'm okay with this is, honestly, there isn't much for Lesnar to do on SmackDown. There really isn't. When you look at the roster, nah. The only person I could see him fighting as of right now would be Daniel Bryan. Now, if they was to turn Nakamura face, sure, but that ain't happening. Other than Bryan and Nakamura, there ain't nobody on SmackDown for him to fight. Yeah, Kofi Kingston could have gotten his rematch, but nah. It isn't gonna happen. Hopefully we get back to that. We won't. But this was the right decision to make. Brock Lesnar goes to Raw. Although, I personally would like if Kofi went with them. But it ain't happening. What if Kofi turned heel and jumped to Raw to chase after Brock Lesnar or something like that? Broke up with New Day. I'd be for it. Imagine if Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods turned heel on Big E and went to Raw to chase after the WWE Championship. That'd be interesting, but nah. That ain't happening. We're going to have Kofi Kingston stay on SmackDown, where he will most likely for sure not even sniff that Universal Championship. And also, Bradley Xavier said it. Guess what this also means? Roman Reigns versus Lesnar ain't happening at WrestleMania. Yay! Woo! Who the fuck is fighting Lesnar? I don't know, but at least it's a fresh roster for him to fight with. Now, following that, the rest of the show just kicks ass, honestly. We see Brock Lesnar and Heyman walking backstage and leaving the arena. And then as they leave, Triple H pops into the camera angle with Shawn Michaels. And that's where you go, uh-oh. Uh-oh. What's this all about? Papa Triple H is here. So you know he has to bring some of his boys with him. Let's see here. Next up is Bayley versus Nikki Cross. Okay match. I personally was more invested in what happened after the match. But just my quick thoughts on what they're doing with Sasha and Bayley. Love the heel turn with Bayley. I'm very concerned about Sasha being written under Bruce Pritchard. I think Bruce Pritchard has gone on record saying he is not a big fan of Sasha Banks. Oops. Probably should have kept her on Raw and kept Charlotte on SmackDown. Or sent Becky to SmackDown. But no, we got to load Raw. See, this is where I don't get. I will say this. So they spent all this time hyping up SmackDown to being the A show. But they're sending all their top talent to Raw. They're sending Becky. They're sending Brock. Charlotte. Rollins. The only person that's not on Raw is Roman Reigns. They might send him there. So the only person you got is Roman Reigns and Bray Wyatt. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. We were very scared of Rollins beating The Fiend. Now we gotta worry about Roman beating The Fiend. Oh, no. Oh, no. We'll talk about that later. Anyways. Here we go. Bayley versus Nikki Cross. Bayley wins with the help of Sasha. And then immediately after that, freaking Shayna Baszler jumps the rail, beats up Sasha, attacks Bayley with that step up enziguri or step up knee strike, knocks her ass out, and then does a freaking stiff ass running knee to her face, and then stands tall, and then walks away, starting a huge NXT chant. That was the first time we got a sense of, all right, this is a different show. This is a different show. This isn't your typical SmackDown. Shayna Baszler is just running in and attacking people. What's getting ready to happen next? By the way, commentary was Tom Phillips, Renee Young, and what was that other guy? McAfee? Matt McAfee or something like that? I don't know who. I'm trying to remember his name. It's McAfee. Pat McAfee. Aiden English was out there for like 2 seconds and then he left. But yeah, commentary wasn't that bad, actually. I actually preferred this commentary team than Michael Cole. It's boss time. Oh my god, it's the big dog. Oh no. Jesus Christ. Sami Zayn is backstage. Yeah. And then he gets met by bask in his glory. Oh, bask in his glory. Keith Lee. And bro, Matt Riddle. You know what? I want Sami Zayn back on NXT. I felt bad for him. I'm like, dude, you could be having matches, high quality matches with these guys right now on NXT. And you're stuck being errand boy for Shinsuke Nakamura on SmackDown. That sucks for you. He talks about, hey, I've been called the heart and soul of NXT, and I'm still Team NXT. So y'all don't gotta do anything to me. Y'all can just let me go. Riddle and Keith Lee were like, okay. And then they follow him because he was telling them that I'm gonna go get my NXT. I'm gonna go get my NXT shirt. And they were like, oh, let's go with you. And he's like, God damn it. Then Rans. Then Rans. That's not verbally correct. Grammarly, I meant to say he ran. He runs to the ring. They chase him. They corner him. Bro kicks his ass. Super Bro. Matt Riddle, Super Bro. Hits that. What does he call that finisher of his? Was it the tombs? It was like a tombstone power driver slam. I don't know what you call that. But afterwards, Keith Lee climbs the middle rope and hits a sweet ass moonsault that looked freaking gorgeous. Great way to showcase Keith Lee and Matt Riddle. Probably gonna lead to Nakamura and Sami Zayn invading SmackDown, invading NXT next week. We'll do Nakamura and Sami Zayn versus Keith Lee and Matt Riddle, which honestly, I want it. And apparently it's called Bro Derek. Regardless, I want Nakamura and Sami Zayn to return to NXT. I wants it. I wants it. I wants it. I wants it. After that, we got oh, Jesus Christ. We got something with Braun Strowman and Tyson Fury, and they actually had Braun Strowman lose to Tyson Fury, did they? That's a goddamn shame. Like, real talk. Tyson Fury didn't need to He didn't need to beat Braun Strowman. You know what? It ain't worth ranting about. Let's just accept the fact that Strowman will never be taken seriously. He just won't. Sorry. It ain't gonna happen. Okay, see. I'm gonna read this comment from Y2 Jericho real quick. It's still, okay, Alyx, man. First off, it's still the Lex, man, until 2020. SmackDown has no stars. What did I say? SmackDown has no stars. You misquoted me. I said NXT has no stars. Where did you get SmackDown from? SmackDown superstars should go back to NXT. Yeah, I mean, Cesaro should definitely go to NXT. What's the problem here? Are you trying to call me a hypocrite? Quoting me in a way that didn't... I never said SmackDown has no stars. When did I say that? People need to listen to what I'm saying, man. Alright, sorry about that. Yeah, Braun Strowman needs to go in and change his name to the Jobber Among Men. Because that's what he is. He's just there to make people look good. He's not going to be taken seriously as a main event player. And that's sad. They missed the boat on him. They missed the boat, and now it's too late. That's what happens. You know what's even sadder? The match between Cain Velasquez and Brock Lesnar. You know what? I gotta talk about that too. I actually went and watched that match. I did watch it today. Well, yesterday. But you know what I meant. I watched it because I was curious. And the match going 2 minutes alone is insulting. But what was more insulting about all of this was this idea that, I'm sorry, you brought Cain Velasquez in. And you brought him in the wrong way. Because you had Brock Lesnar beat Kofi Kingston in 6 seconds to hype up Cain Velasquez and Brock Lesnar. You had Brock Lesnar cower away from Cain Velasquez. Like, legitimately cower away from him. Like, oh my God, that's the guy who scarred my face. Ah! And then for months, you had Cain Velasquez and Brock Lesnar hype their match on Raw and SmackDown. For months. This isn't just a random ass match. You had them hype the match for months on Raw and SmackDown. And then they come to this event and the match ends in 2 minutes. And people are telling me, well, Cain Velasquez hurt his knee, he had a knee injury. So why didn't we do an angle where Lesnar attacks Cain before the match, beats up his knee, to then give us the idea, okay, he's not 100%. You could have done this on SmackDown before. Do something to let us know that he's not 100%. Have commentary reiterate that. and then have the match go lesser than 2 minutes, or you can have it go 2 minutes or something. But then I have the idea that okay, Lesnar had to cheat. He didn't beat Kane in minutes, clean. He didn't beat him clean. But the problem is they didn't do that. Kane came out looking 100%, and then they had a regular UFC style match where Lesnar made Kane tap out in 2 minutes. Sorry about that. We still here? Are we still here? Apologies. I don't know what happened with the stream there. I think we're okay. That was weird. Are we good? I don't know what happened here. All right. Okay, we're still good, right? Are we still here? Don't know what. That was weird. Like my stream just stopped working. Okay. All right. Sorry about that. It's not. Was that my phone? All right. What was I talking about? Sorry about that, y'all. I just want to be sure the stream's going. Yeah, I mean, yeah, still got the likes. People are saying, okay, we're good. All right. Well, sorry about that, y'all. I don't know what the hell happened, but let's talk about Kane. All right. So Kane Velasquez comes in with this idea that he's going to conquer the beast, that he's the guy that scarred the beast. This is Brock Lesnar's biggest fear. So you had him lose in 2 minutes with no indication that he wasn't 100%. And then we move right into Rey Mysterio whooping Brock Lesnar's ass. A one-armed Rey Mysterio whipping his ass with a chair. Here's what WWE told me. Daniel Bryan, Finn Balor, Seth Rollins, AJ Styles can all last minutes. At least 15 minutes with Brock Lesnar. And get that close to beating him. Still lose, but get that close to beating him. Cain Velasquez can't even last 2 minutes. You just told me that Cain Velasquez is not on the level, not just on the level of, but on the level of any of those guys who competed one-on-one. And you did this at the expense of Kofi Kingston. Just saying. You did this at the expense of Kofi freaking Kingston. I don't get it. I don't understand, ladies and gentlemen, what the point was when they did this to him. And honestly, whatever. I just think it's hilarious that you brought Cain Velasquez in with this idea that he's going to draw a new audience, that he's going to draw more fans to the product. But the problem is, if you have him lose to Lesnar in 2 minutes, that doesn't make him look good. It doesn't. So, what was the point of this? Someone explain to me what was the point of any of this. Jesus Christ, that was bad. Alright, back to SmackDown. NXT TakeOver SmackDown, which was a much better show than Saudi Arabia. The Miz comes out to host tonight's edition of Miz TV. He was supposed to interview Bray Wyatt, but since Bray got stuck in Saudi Arabia, he got interviewed. Well, he interviewed, but really got interviewed by Tommaso Ciampa. Woo! Daddy Ciampa on SmackDown. Yeller. Let me tell y'all something about Daddy Ciampa. I personally thought this promo was amazing. I personally enjoyed seeing Ciampa, Daddy Ciampa, give it to the Miz in the microphone. He felt right at home. It's incredible when you see these third brand superstars, these underlings compete with wrestlers, whether it's on the microphone or inside the ring, that have been world champion or intercontinental champion, like champions, and hang with them. Ciampa felt right at home. And then they had a match where Ciampa beat the piss, beat the bricks out of Miz and got the victory. So Ciampa got put over on SmackDown by a former world champ. Give credit where credit is due. Miz did the right thing. He made Ciampa look very strong. So I enjoyed all of that. Everything involving those two were great. We go backstage to see Daniel Bryan walking into Triple H and Shawn Michaels. And Bryan says, okay, since you guys want to pick a fight with me. You want to pick a fight? Pick a fight. Round one, fight. Sorry. We need Aleister Black. We gotta get Aleister Black on SmackDown. Pick a fight. Pick a fight with me. Pick a fight. Fight. Fatality. Your soul is mine. Bryan wants to fight someone, and he picks a fight with Triple H, and Triple H was like, "Nah, I left my golden shovel at home, and my controller's broken, so you can't play this game." And then Shawn Michaels takes off his coat like, "Okay, bitch, you wanna screw around? God damn, it's cold." And he puts it back on. I'm sorry. I just pick a fight. I just can't get over that. Anyways, Triple H tells Bryan, "You're gonna have a fight tonight with this guy." And then interlocks. Say it with me. You ready? 3, 2, 1. Adam Cole, baby! Yes! Adam Cole walks into this bitch as the NXT champ and challenges Bryan. Bryan's like, "I'll accept your challenge if you put the NXT championship on the line." Snap. Baby. That was awesome. So I was hyped for that. I was all hyped for that main event. But before we got that, we got more awesomeness. So we were supposed to get, what was it? Fire and Desire, Mandy Rose, and Sonya Deville taking on, I think it was Dana Brooke and Carmella. I think that's who it was. Yeah, it was those two. And before Dana Brooke and Carmella can come out, we go backstage. And we see Bianca Belair, the EST, beating the masses. I guess Bianca Belair knew exactly what she was doing. Aaron Sherwood, 199 says, with the super chat, 199. This was basically fantasy booking night. For real. But Bianca Belair was like, "You know what? I'm sick and tired of you blonde-haired, blue eyes, apple pie, America simpletons. I'm about to beat that ass and show you why it's all about the Benjamins." Is she related to Shelton Benjamin? No, she's not. Ain't gonna matter. She showed them what it was all about, and it was awesome. I love seeing her beat down Carmella. I love Carmella. And I'm okay with Dana Brooke now. She was a joke to me for a while. Am I a joke to you? You are a joke to me, Dana. But you know what? You're a cute joke. I like you. But Bianca beat their asses. And so, who's going to fight Fire and Desire? Oh, how about Rhea Ripley and Tegan Nox? Huh? Yeah? I think that's a great idea. Well, they come out anyways. And they beat down Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville. My favorite part of the match was when Tegan Nox was on the outside with Sonya. She flung Sonya over the announcer's table, and Sonya inadvertently kicked Renee in the face. That was freaking hilarious. Renee's alright. She a tough girl, but that was funny. Ha ha ha. Ho ho ho. And a couple of tra la la. Sorry. And then, goddamn, Rhea Ripley and Tegan Knox win the match. And Rhea Ripley with that standing cloverleaf, man. That's freaking amazing. I think the only thing left to talk about is the main event, right? I didn't miss anything, did I? Before I get to the main event, I talked about all of the uh all the stuff. I'm not gonna talk about Stephanie promoting the women's match in Saudi Arabia. I'm not giving any type of hype to Stephanie right now because now main event time. Adam Cole, sorry, gotta do it the right way. Adam Cole, baby, taking on yes versus baby. Main event: Daniel Bryan versus Adam Cole. Excellent main event. This was awesome. I love what they're doing with Bryan right now. He's still not yes move it Bryan. He's Captain Planet. We are the world, children. Captain Planet, Daniel Bryan. And he's gonna transition eventually into yes move it, Daniel Bryan. But as of right now, he's still Captain Planet. He's a hero. Gonna take pollution. Sorry. Captain Planet, Bryan. And he's taking on Undisputed Era's Adam Cole. And they had a long ass match that, quite frankly, I was upset that it was interrupted by commercials. I wish it was on NXT TakeOver. I would just like it to go uninterrupted. But whatever. They had a long match, and it was awesome. I thought this match was phenomenal. And the best part about this, Bryan gave Adam everything. He gave him the kind of match he would give to an AJ Styles, to a Finn Balor, to anyone. And man, he made Cole look like $1,000,000. And the best part about this match, is that Adam Cole won. And he didn't just win. He won clean. He beat the 5-time WWE champion. The same guy who beat Randy Orton and Batista in the same match. The same guy who beat Triple H in the same night. The same guy who has victories over AJ Styles. Over many top superstars. He beat him clean. And thankfully so, he did it with only one Panama Sunrise. That is huge. That is huge. You know, yeah, Daniel Bryan beat John Cena. So, you got to understand something. He beat Randy Orton. Adam Cole was made tonight. He was made. Mega made. And then afterwards, you see Triple H come out with the entire, well, not the entire NXT roster, the roster that was able to make it, came out with the roster, talking about all right, you want to tell us that we're going to be wrestling in Survivor Series? Well, we're firing the first shot. What you going to do about it? We are NXT. Deal with it. And then the show goes off the air, and I freaking loved it. So, I'm expecting more appearances from NXT on Raw and SmackDown going forward. I don't know. Maybe on Monday we'll get NXT invades Raw. And then we'll see SmackDown and Raw talent invade NXT. This was awesome. Let me tell y'all something. I think this is the month where NXT starts making a strong comeback to fight AEW. October was gonna be the month for AEW. That was the month for AEW to, make a name for itself. It was a new toy in town. But now that we're probably going to start getting some really strong, interesting stories going into Survivor Series, especially with War Games around the corner, expect the ratings to get a little higher for NXT. I'm just saying. Now, what do you guys think will happen going into next week, going into Survivor Series? What do you want to happen? I don't know what's going to happen. Quite frankly, I like the way things are. And I thought, in terms of what was given to SmackDown, the flights being delayed and the time they had to, you know, put the show together, absolutely the best SmackDown in 2019. And I'm not changing my mind. So, what do you guys want to see? Give me your thoughts on matches you want for Survivor Series, matches you want to see going into Survivor Series. I look forward to getting what you guys desire down below in the comments. So, thank you guys for watching. I am pleased to have watched this show. BW Rosa, Pro Wrestling. Wait, is this Pro Wrestling Sheet? What's PW? What's PWU? What's that? I know PW Insider, and I know Pro Wrestling Sheet, but what's PWU? Whatever. It was reported that NXT talent got there at 7:55, literally 5 minutes before the show started. Yo, that's freaking crazy. Pro Wrestling Unlimited. Okay. Well, regardless, this should be good. I'm very excited for what's getting ready to happen with Survivor Series. I'm actually hyped for Survivor Series for once. Let's see where this goes. With that said, thank you for watching. I hope you guys have a good night. This is your boy, The Last Man, signing off right here in The Last Man World. I'm out. Peace.